Saver Jumbo in the colorway Mexicana.
And I guess I'll just miss her, even though she isn't even really gone. Things are just different.
Look, I just flipped the switch.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Things to crochet with red yarn.
Your final challenge. Let your bit go through your phone. Hell no, your ass tweaking, Kata!
Tried out the new Granny Square yarn by Red Heart.
A lot of people keep saying that using Red Heart yarn, Granny Square yarn is like playing an intense game of yarn chicken, and they're not wrong.
Every day I wake up with a smile on my face. I'm shaking off the worries, leaving them in yesterday. I've got sunshine in my pocket, it's my favorite accessory. No time for negativity, I'm living life so free. I'm dancing to my own beat, singing my tune. I'm catching all the good vibes, like a bottle of perfume. The world is my playground, I'm okay, I like it. Just a minute.
Now here I go again.
Hey y'all, so the yarn I used for that maxi dress is the Red Heart Soft. This is a medium 4-weight yarn, and it's 256 yards. And I used 5 of them, I think, because I got a third pack. There's 2. No, I think I used 4. I don't know, but yeah, I used this right here and I got it off Amazon. It was a 3-pack.
So I just crocheted it into a big lemon peel square. You guys, by the end of this year, you're going to get sick of hearing lemon peel square. I challenge you guys to find another stitch for me that I will get obsessed about more than lemon peel. But for now, it's this. Okay, so this is that Granny Square yarn that I just started a lemon peel square in, and I kept going. And in my last video, I showed how I tried to work them out. What I ended up doing was frogging all of those squares that I tried to crochet Granny Square with, and I just added them onto this. So, I mean, this could be, like if I added a double border on this, this could be a cute baby blanket. I mean, it's kind of weird and wonky, but it is so soft.
Hello everybody, I caved. I finally bought the Red Heart all-in-one flower power yarn in the shade Red Hot Phlox. I worked up one square with little to no complications and immediately started sketching up a scarf design with the scalloped edge. After that, I made the rest of the squares in the skein, which turned out to be 13 instead of 12, which I loved. I've been wanting to make myself a scarf, but was intimidated by the amount of time it would take me. But surprisingly, this project only took me 2 days to make. I ended up finishing the scarf in the car on the way to a holiday party for work and was so eager to show you guys. My face doesn't show, but I was so happy that I could turn into a little hood because that's my favorite thing I like to do with scarves. Here's a little close-up of the scarf, and I love it and want to make many more. Bye bye.
So for everybody that crochets or knits or does whatever with yarn out there, I really want to know what you call these, because I hear so many people say skeins and I hear so many people say skeins, and I have to know if I'm saying it right or if I'm saying it wrong, because I'm about 99% sure that I'm saying it wrong, but I like the way I say it, so I'm not going to change. Skein or skeen? Which one? Should I say what I say and embarrass myself? I just don't want to make videos in the future and say the wrong way and people make fun of me in the comments. Although it'll boost my videos, so I don't know. Maybe I do want to. I call it skeen. I think it's pronounced skein because that's what I hear more often than not. Anyways, tell me what you call it. Am I the only one? Am I not the only one? I don't know.
I crocheted a weighted blanket using red heart yarn and plastic pony beads. It's been incredibly durable through a machine wash and testing with 2 kids. Lots of pros and cons versus what's available commercially, but I think this is going to be really useful.
Today I'm going to be starting my 2024 temperature blanket. If you're not sure what a temperature blanket is, it's where you crochet 1 row for the temperature each day of the year. I'm going to be doing the high temperature in my area. I'm going to be using the Red Heart Super Saver yarn and the color palette that you see here on my helpful template. I decided to go with a star pattern blanket template from Cozy Swatch Crochet, hope that I'm saying that correctly, off of a pattern I found on Etsy. And the reason that I'm starting it today is because in the center is this beautiful star pattern, which will connect each of the 12 months off of the center ring. So I've gone ahead and done that today and come back tomorrow to see what my first high temperature was.
Has this ever happened to y'all when crocheting? I just started using this Red Heart yarn. I love this color blend, right? I made 1 granny square. I just finished my 2nd granny square. And I'm looking, trying to see what's my next color. Who the fuck did this? Red Heart. This is actually, even though part of me wants to get mad, but this is actually so me. Like, I do this shit all the time to my yarn. I just think it's crazy that somebody in a factory did this. Who did this shit? Really, we tapped in. We cousins at this point because this is some shit I would do. But damn, fresh out the pack though. You know what? I love this yarn. It's so soft. It makes the prettiest granny squares. So I'm not even going to be mad, but that is crazy to me.
I'm not a professional hooker, but I've been practicing for years. Normally I crochet cat toys, but I wanted to give this a shot. This yarn is special for granny squares. If you've ever crocheted a granny square, you know how much of a pain in the butt it is to switch all the colors. Now you don't have to. The colors switch automatically. There's a set of instructions inside the package. It's important to follow so that the colors switch at the right times. That takes a little bit of trial and error. Some people crochet tight and some are loose. This process took me about 10 tries only because I forgot how to do a granny square. And it was my first time crocheting on camera, and that's just weird. But once I got the hang of it, it wasn't bad. Red Heart is acrylic yarn, and honestly it's my favorite to work with. The texture of Red Heart yarn makes it so I can have a good grip. Some yarn is so silky and it just slips, and I cannot even use it. So this is a really neat concept, and they have a great color variety to choose from. I would recommend this, but just make sure you know going into it that there's a bit of a learning curve. I'm going to leave the link below on the orange shopping cart just in case you're interested in looking at the different colors.
So I'm working on this order, and I had to buy some new yarn for it, and I usually get this because it's soft, it doesn't hurt my hands to work with, but apparently they changed the way they manufacture it recently. I haven't bought any since they've done that, and I haven't actually experienced it yet, and I hate it. It's like working with Red Heart 20 years ago. It's so rough. I don't know if you can see, but I've already got an indent in my finger right here, and this yarn doesn't do that to me normally because it's soft enough to use it, and I'm only this far. This is the head of a bear. Like, I've never had this yarn burn my finger like that so quickly. I'm so disappointed, Joann's. I really need you to go back to your softer formula because this stuff is so rough. And it's thinner too. I don't like that either. But it's just so rough.
So remember when I bought the Red Heart Granny all-in-one square? Well, I never got a chance to try it, so I thought, why not give it a go and see if it's worth the hype and if it does what it says it's going to do. It's for a 5.5mm hook, and this is the only one I've got. It's not the best, but hopefully it will do. So let's get to it, and I'll show you how it looks at the end of round 1. So I've finished the first round, and as you can see, the new colour is already set on my hook. So the first round worked out absolutely perfectly. So let's go for round 2. That's round 2, and I've got, I'd say, just that much left of that same colour. So I didn't quite make it. It might be a tension thing, maybe, but I'm still happy with it because I've not had to do any colour changes or any weaving ins. But yeah, let's see how round 3 goes. That's the end of round 3, and I've got this little bit left here, about that much, which is a bit annoying because that little bit would have made that little cluster absolutely perfectly, but it's okay because it's my first time doing it, so it might, again, I'm still thinking it might be a tension thing, or maybe I need to go up a hook size, but that's round 3. So let me check out round 4 and see if that makes any difference. So that's round 4, and that's worked up a lot nicer because the new colour is ready to start. So I think definitely it might be down to my tension because this time round I was a little bit less tight, but this one has come out really beautifully. I love how it's looking so far. The final round, round 5, is cream, so hopefully after that round the last bit should be the new colour. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, so let's just do it. See how the new colour is just before you come to the end. That's how much I've got left. That's the granny square complete. And you know, despite the few little hiccups initially with my tension, I think it's actually turned out really beautifully. How nice is that?